Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of Blades of Glory. You'll notice we dropped the intro in this episode. I'm getting a little tired of it. I don't know if you are, but I don't think it's really required anymore. But do not worry if you did enjoy it, it will be coming back at the start of season 2, providing we're not sacked. So yeah, there's the bit of admin out of the way. Let's get on with the actual episode. Here we are then on the transfers screen. As I said before, there's quite a lot of players we were trying to get rid of, and we managed to get rid of them. Chris Basham commanding the highest fee, potentially rising to 650k. The only player that might be a surprise to you on there is Jake Wright. He went to Plymouth for 37.5k. He wanted out. He wasn't getting enough appearances, and I was happy enough to see him go. He's a decent player, but we did manage to bring in some cover for him. Let's get on to that now. The first and least interesting of the transfers in was Donnell Henry, more of a backup because we sold Jake Wright. He'll be the 5th choice centre-back, I think, but he's got quite a decent amount of pace on him, solid central defensive stats, 3-star current ability. Paying 7.5k on wages, maybe that's a bit more than we'd have liked, but he's going to be a solid player. The next signing was actually a player we brought in for money. I know that's surprising. Adrian Ortola from Barcelona B. We brought in for 575k, so about half of our budget that we managed to accumulate from those sales. Sweeper keeper, that is what he can play in a very attacking manner, which is what we've been trying to get from Simon Moore and Jamal Blackman. So he's come in. He'll probably be the first team keeper, although he is Spanish, so it might take him a bit of a while to settle in. So I'm not sure if he'll get to play every game this season, but he's going to be starting the game later. He hasn't actually played any games for us so far. We brought him in on deadline day, but he looks very good at rushing out, solid otherwise. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this signing. The penultimate signing was a player I'm sure you'll recognise. Yes, Abu Diaby from nowhere, from a free agent. He comes in as another central midfield option. I mentioned it before. We don't really have the cover in central midfield, especially as flex out. He can really be a player that makes quite a bit of difference. But also, as you'll probably know, if you know Diaby he's very injury prone and he's already injured for 3 to 6 weeks. He came in on a free, so that's fine, but he has not played a lot in recent years. He's got the ability, nowhere near as much as he had probably 10 years ago, but 3.5-star. If he's fit, he could be quite a useful player there as an attacking type of central midfielder. Now, the most interesting signing, Peter Crouch. We mentioned it last episode. We went over him. He's actually 37 years old now, but he still is a very, very good striker for this level. 4-star potential, 4-star current ability. Obviously, he's not going to have any more potential, but we managed to bring him on loan for 15k per week. It was 30k. They reduced that last time. That made it a very good signing for me, in my opinion. We did actually try and get Ulloa before this, but we could not. So we went for Crouch, and I'm pretty pleased with how he's done so far. So let's get onto the games and let's see his debut. The first of the 3 games I've got to show you was the derby against Sheffield Wednesday. We went with our 5-3-2, a formation you're going to see a lot more of, I think, from now on. And we went with a bank of 3 across the middle because they didn't have an attacking midfielder. Unfortunately, it didn't go to plan. You can see there the ball pinballed around a bit in the box and Moore let in an own goal. And then Barry Bannon, I do not know what that right back there was doing. If I can click on him, Freeman, he just let him go. He's not very good defensively. Hooper scored in the 82nd minute to win the game for them. Can't really have that many complaints. Yes, we had a lot of shots, but that has been really our problem recently. We've had a lot of shots, but we've not been scoring many at all. So yeah, not a good result against a rival away from home. It really goes to show that the win we got against them earlier in the season, that was probably due to a rotated team. They're doing pretty well in the league now. The next game was another tough one against Norwich away from home. We brought in Carruthers and we brought in Donaldson, as well as sticking that man back in defensive mid to try and take care of James Maddison, I think they had in attacking midfield. This game was not very exciting. It ended 0-0. Really, a couple of chances for us, I would say. Donaldson did not have a good game and he got subbed off. He really is not a very good player anymore for us. He started off the season very well, if you can remember. He scored a few goals, got a few assists, but he's past his best. He's lost a lot of pace. He's not really going to feature us, especially with Peter Crouch coming in. But yeah, a decent result against pretty good side, although they are quite near the bottom. The next game was against Aston Villa at home, only 2 days after the last game. I do not know what the schedulers were doing here, but we went with our 4-1-2-1-2, and we brought in a couple of players, Lundstrom in defensive midfield, and I believe Lafferty in left back. And this game certainly makes up for the last one in excitement. Baldock on the right, whips it in sharp, manages to get the rebound. He scored the first goal for us, and then he managed to get the second to make it 2-0 in the 57th minute. Another Baldock cross. It comes out to Sharp. Great finish from him. Sharp shooting, as I said last episode. And then it went a bit to pot. We accidentally lost the ball there. O'Connell lost his marker as well, and we conceded from Hogan. And I was thinking, okay, this is a bit annoying. Please don't concede again. And they scored very soon after. 5 minutes later, John Terry with it looks like a volley, pretty sweetly struck. But then we brought on Peter Crouch, another ageing England international, who found the net. I thought that might have been offside, but it wasn't, and I was absolutely screaming at this point. I was very, very happy. Peter Crouch again with a lovely turn. He didn't use any acceleration. He didn't have to have any acceleration of pace. If you can turn like that, find the net, 89th minute and 90 plus 3. He only came on, I think, in the 68th minute. The reason he wasn't starting and the reason he's not going to start in the next game is because he played for the Stoke reserves, which I accidentally left on, and he was at 80% fitness. So there, he couldn't start the game, but he made more than a great mark for us. He came in and scored 2 goals, and we deserved the win, I'd say. So yeah, brilliant stuff all round. I would have been very annoyed if we hadn't won this game, but we did, so that was fine. The last game I've got to show you was a game I'd rather forget. It was against Northampton away in the FA Cup 4th round. This was obviously drawn after the last game, so I wasn't able to show you the draw, but it did not go very well for us. I'm not going to show you the goals. I'm just going to skip straight to the review. Yes, we lost 4-0. And I'm going to put that down to a rotated side, even though you can see really there weren't that many players that came in who haven't featured that often for us this season. You could say Henry, Freeman, maybe Blackman, certainly. Donaldson was playing. I don't think he's going to get many more games. Evans isn't first team either, but there were a number of first team players in there, so it really is not good enough. It was one of those games where they just scored everything. 4 shots on target, 4 goals. Ravel had an absolute stormer against us off the bench, and Dean Bodic played very well, Crooks as well. But yeah, not a great game for us. We're out of the cup. I'm not necessarily that disappointed about it, but to lose 4-0 against the League One side, it really isn't good enough. A quick look at the table then, as always after those games. Barnsley and Bolton still down there. We're 7 points above the relegation zone. Nottingham Forest have switched around with Leeds. Up top, Reading and Bristol City, and Brentford, really surprisingly. Wolves, who we've got next. So that game could prove very tricky. I think their manager won Manager of the Month last month. So yes, that should be quite tricky. But for us, 10 points off the playoffs, not great. I don't think there's much chance with 17 games left to go unless we really put a great run together. But we do have the likes of Burton, Nottingham Forest, Millwall, QPR, Ipswich possibly to play at home, maybe away, Ipswich away. So there is chance for us to really separate ourselves from the relegation zone at least. Here we are then on the tactics for the Wolves game. We're giving Ortola a start in the back. As you can see, as I touched on before, sweeper keeper, he can perfectly play that role. This back three, Conso, Connell and Carter Vickers, is pretty much going to be playing every game from here on throughout in this formation, just dropping him back or moving him forward and playing Brooks if need be. Baldock on the right, Stevens on the left. They're both my preferred players on the wide. We've got Carruthers and Coote in the centre. They've both been playing reasonably well, although actually recently not that well. But Crouch with his first start and Sharp up top. Hopefully we can get something from this game. You can look at the team instructions if you wish. I'm not going to go through them as I go through them before, but We're going to play on a countered and structured style and try and counter this team, which has a lot of star quality. Yes, a lot of star quality. Diego Jota, Helder Costa, Ruben Neves, Ndiaye, Ben Watson even. I was looking at bringing him in. He's a pretty good player. Bolly as well is a good player. Defenseman maybe is a bit weaker than the rest of their team, so hopefully Crouchy Boy and Sharp can make good use of that. So it kicks off. Baldock running down the right. Can he make anything of it? Crouch early on the ball, but he's lost it. Expect this should peter out. I know I've used that before, but we didn't have Peter Crouch in the team at that point. It looks like they're just going to get the ball. There we go. See how we start this game off then. Get a shot in. It's pretty even so far. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I think the key players, they're going to have Jota and Ruben Neves. I managed Wolves last year and they were really, really good, those two. Obviously Neves, you know he's going to be good, but Jota on loan was actually very good as well. It looks like they might have a chance. Jota on the edge of the area. Speak of the devil. Watson whips it back in, and there's Bolly. Bolly with the header. He scored on his birthday, apparently. Well, good for him. I'm not going to bother watching that. Looks like there might be a chance here for us quite soon after the goal. Stevens with a decent enough ball out to Baldock, who's quite high up. Plays it through to Peter Crouch, accelerates onto it, plays it back into Carruthers, and great finish from Carruthers. He's scored plenty of goals like that for us this season. No need to take him out of the team. He will produce, and we will watch this game, mainly because it's for us, but also because it is presumably quite a nice finish from him. Crouch there with the assist. Great to see him in that deep line forward role, doing exactly what we want. Wolves have been the better team, and there we go. It looks like they're gonna have a chance here. Oh, it comes out. I was half thinking that might be a penalty, but we managed to get the ball. Peter Crouch, he's not exactly one to start a counter-attack, but he played a nice ball into Sharp. He's really impressed me, Crouch, but Sharp lets go of the ball, and that is not a highlight, so I do not know why I've seen that. But that will bring us to half-time. I'll show you the team talk that I do. If you want any tips for team talks, I am not your man, I'll be honest, but talk to team. I'd say you've been unlucky. Peter Crouch looks to switch off. He's been quite good, so I don't know. Maybe I'll give that to him. He needs to get to know me first before he likes me. Although he won't be here for probably more than 6 months, so he might not get quite enough time to. Let's see how this half gets on. There is a corner for us now. Carter Vickers heads in. Get in, my son. Coots is very good at corners. I've seen quite a few goals for us go in from corners since he's come into the team. Carter Vickers smashes it. A bit like that John Terry one, I'd imagine. We've got another chance here. Coots whips it in. Conso with the header. It comes off the post. And there is a goal. Third goal of the game for us. And Isaac Hayden taps it in. Assist by Consa. Really, really happy with that. Consa, the young lad, getting involved. He's been really good for us recently. He will be, if you're looking at the introduction, one of those players, I'm sure, of the 4 that will pop up. The others I'm not too sure yet. Billy Sharp probably will be in there as the captain, but we're going to take him off in this game. Ched Evans will come off. Oh wait, that is David Brooks. Sorry, Ched Evans will come on. Peter Crouch, we might take him off a bit later, and Coots as well. But it looks to be working well. We've responded very well to that early goal. I may have to change the tactics. That would probably be a wise idea. Yes, definitely a wise idea. I'm going to have to change the instructions. Drop back a bit more. We're going to keep it on all these things. Mixed maybe. Not necessarily try and retain possession because we don't really have brilliant passes of the ball. Hopefully we can see this game out. And there is another chance here, but we start off with the ball as Baldock runs down the right. Crouchy Boy, good pass from him. Coots, he's running forward in that centre midfield attacking position. Stevens out left, and it's one of those chances which I will take in this scenario where it's just the keeper making a meal of it, basically. There is a corner, but it's likely to result in nothing as Ruddy claims it and the highlight ends. But there was another one quickly after. Stevens with the ball in, and another goal from a set piece. Evans this time, great stuff. That hopefully has sealed the game. We're going to put it on defensive now. I don't want any more goals. Drop slightly deeper. I don't want any more goals in this game. But there's another highlight. volley on the edge of the area as a centre-back. I'm slightly surprised he's there. Whips it in. Pedersen heads it over. Good on him. He's headed it over. I'm just going to bring now more defensive player, Lundstrom. We're going to have as a ball-winning midfielder in there to try and win the ball back for us and start the counter-attacks. And we're also going to bring on Brooks as a bit more pace, potentially for the counter-attacks for us. There was another chance here. Diego Jota, who has played well despite the fact they're behind. Bennett whips it in. O'Connell clears it. Bennett again. Sace on the edge of the area. Comes forward. Plays it out left to Helder Costa. Whips it in. And there's another headed goal in the game. And it is Marcus Pedersen. What a game this is. Can we see it out? Oh my god. There's another chance. Please be for us. Stevens, Carruthers, Hayden on the halfway line. Lundstrom forward to Brooks. He's got good passing on him. Evans puts it wide, but I'll take that being our highlight. Please just end the blooming game already. There's another chance. 92nd minute. It's headed clear. They haven't got too many on for the counter-attack, but as I say that, we lose the ball. Diego Jota out wide. Plays it inside. Come on, lads, get back. Helder Costa, and he scored. And that's it. Oh, we went defensively, but that wasn't enough apparently. Maybe I needed to change my set pieces or something to put more people back. But for all, oh, there's an injury to Evans. Brilliant. For all, that is the end of the game. Relatively speaking, a very good result against Wolves, but given we were 3-1 and 4-2 up with 10 minutes to go, yeah, they scored 2 very late on. That's a bit disappointing. I am going to say you're unlucky though, because that is a good result in relative terms. So we'll just have a quick look at the table then before I go to the schedule and see which games will be featured in the next episode. So I think we've moved one away from Nottingham Forest there, maybe, or maybe it's just stayed the same and they drew. No, they lost, so that's good. We've moved one away from them. Next episode we'll be tuning in at 123 Ipswich away. That is going to be a game which could potentially be quite interesting because they're near us. There's a few tough fixtures in here, but QPR at home, Burton at home, Leeds at home, who we've beaten twice this season already. Hopefully we can get a few wins under the belt. But until then, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye bye.